In this video, we're going to compute the slope given 2 points. So here in first example, it says given the 2 points below, find the slope. So what I'm going to do is use this formula that I know for computing the slope, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the first thing I'm going to do now, after I know this formula for computing the slope, is to now label the points. All right, where 3, 5 is my first point, so 3 is my x1, 5 is my y1. And then 1, 2 is my second point, so this is x2, y2. All right, so remember that order pairs go your x value, your y value. And so that's where what we call subscripts are coming in, where I call it x1, y1, because this is just my first point here. And so that's where the ones are coming from. And then my second point, x2, y2. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to plug in my x1, y1, x2, y2 into the formula so that I can find the slope. All right, so my slope, or my m, all right, so slope is always denoted as m, is equal to y2, which is 2, minus y1, which is 5, over x2, which is 1, minus x1, which is 3. Okay, and so then simplifying the numerator, 2 minus 5 gives me negative 3, over 1 minus 3 gives me negative 2. And so my slope is 3/2. Okay. So now in this example, we're going to do the same idea, right? Recall that this is my formula. M, the slope, is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And so I'm just going to label my points again. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. And now I'm going to just plug in into the formula. So I have m is equal to my y2, which is 5, minus my y1, which is negative 1, over my x2, which is 1, minus my x1, which is also 1. And so I get 5 minus negative 1 becomes a positive 6, divided by 0. And so now this should be a red flag to you guys, hopefully, that in math we cannot divide by 0. And so we call this an undefined expression. Right, so here we would say that the slope is actually undefined. All right, so we wouldn't leave it as 6 divided by 0. We would say that this slope is in fact undefined because we cannot divide by 0. And so to convince yourselves, you could put in 6 divided by 0 into your calculator and you would see that it would give you an error message. All right, because again, this expression is what we call undefined.